Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a commission piece. It's going to be a Jeep themed, because it is a Jeep. Someone reached out to me and wanted me to do a Jeep that they actually have the actual Jeep, and then they had a die cast of it. And so that's what we're going to do. I got it in the mail today. And so this is it, a 1979 CJ5 silver edition, silver anniversary edition. Now I don't know if that's what his actual Jeep is that, or if that's just the name of this particular diecast of the Jeep. He did send me a video of his Jeep, and it's a nice looking Jeep. So, and it, yeah, pretty much looked like that, except for I don't think it had green rims on it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a silver background. Now I did notice in his video that he sent me of his Jeep, he had a silver floor. I don't know if it was in his shop or a garage or what it was, but nice epoxy, looks like an epoxy floor, silver. And so it looked really nice. So I thought a good silver background would match that as well. So we're going to use some black and some white, and we're going to use maybe a little green in it just to match the rims on the car, even though it's not on his regular one. So the silver we're going to be using is Master's Touch silver, right? And then black and white is just Artist Loft. Artist Loft black and white. So I haven't done one of these full videos in a while, so I'm kind of not prepared for doing this. Again, I haven't done it in a while, but I thought it would be nice if, since I haven't done it, I kind of paused my commission paintings for a while. I've done a few local, but I haven't taken any from online in a while because just I'm not going to go into it, but it's just it was not the time for me to do commissions until just recently. So I haven't done one of these videos. I thought it'd be nice for him, so he could see his painting actually getting done. Now the green that I might add is a pearlized golden green, and that is also by Master's Touch. So those are the paints we'll be using. I've already mixed the silver, so I have it in this cup with the pouring medium. We use Floetrol, made by Flood. It's a latex base product. It looks like kind of a little bit thicker milk when it's poured out, so it's white. And so I mixed probably 3 or 4 parts of Floetrol, 1 part of the paint, and then mix it, and then I get it to the kind of a thin consistency, because we're going to be using a blow dryer to blow the paint around, so you want it thin so that it will flow when you're blowing it. If it's too thick, it'll just kind of ripple and it won't look good. And then of course we're not going to use a ton of this, but we're going to use that. And then I've got some black and white mixed up already that I keep mixed up. Now I don't know, I might use this pearlized carbon black. I don't know, I might use that instead of regular black, because it's a metallic, it'll have a metallic feel to it, excuse me. So let me adjust my camera and we can get started. All right, so we have our 10 by 20 canvas is what we're going to be using. I have it set up so I always want to make sure that it's level, so when it's drying, because it takes 48 hours to dry, it won't, if it's leaning this way, the paint will slide off that way. So make sure I just usually get Nice level. Look how level that is. I've already checked all the sides, but I'm just kind of showing you. So we have our paint here. So we're gonna just pour out some paint. And my Floetrol had a big, sometimes it gets a little gunk in it. Like a little, not to be indelicate, but a little stringy, I don't know what you want to call it. I was going to say like snot or something. Sorry. So what we do is I use this tool, this palette knife, to just kind of spread this out. But anyway, I had a real long stringy piece come out of that, so I'm hoping there's none. If there is, I can see it before and get it out of the painting before it, and not leave it in there. I don't see anything right now. But that is one thing about Floetrol. I know some people will like to strain it before they use it, but I don't. This is kind of a boring part of the process of the paint. I'm just trying to cover the canvas up. I like all the sides covered as well. I do teach a class on this, and I just had a class Saturday. Today is Wednesday. So I had a class about 4 or 5 days ago. And yeah, I prefer to have my students cover all the edges, but this class I had three younger people, and I just kind of let them go with it, and so they had a lot of white canvas showing on their sides, but I just kind of let it go this time. Maybe you could say that's progress on my part of not making sure that they was all the way covered, because I let them make the decision. And they all did really great on every one of their paintings. So, and one thing about metallic paints, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but you'll see these swipes I'm making. Those will actually stay in the paint. So when it dries, you will see these lines. And actually, sometimes I put lines in it purposely when I'm using metallic paints, because it kind of gives it a textured look without really being textured, if that makes sense. So, excuse me while I reach over here and try to find this back side of this canvas. And this one might be a little bit of a long. This is how we're going to go. We're going to go along this. We won't see these stripes really. Because the paint's going to go like that. This one's going to be a long video. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. This is going to be a little bit longer video, because normally I don't film this part of it by putting down the base color for what we call a Dutch pour. So I thought I will just try to do the whole thing. I have been getting some on my TikTok and Instagram. I've been getting some questions on tutorials. How do I make these? So that's why I'm kind of taking my time with this one a little bit and videoing the whole process. All right. I think I will use the pearl carbon pearlized carbon black and white, and then just a little touch of green. So we will have the Jeep about right here. So we're going to start here and go this way. Oh boy, this one clogged up a little bit. Kind of shake these up so it's like and I'm going to use a little bit of silver that I've already got mixed up. Put a little bit on the outside. And we got our blow dryer. Hold on a second. Sorry, Whew. Alrighty. So I actually think I want a little bit more black in there. Usually black kind of takes over. Oh, this is... Oh, something's thick in there. See how it's kind of... Yeah, there it goes. Clogged up a little bit. See, there it goes, a little more freer. I honestly didn't think I wanted so much black in it, but I think I kind of like that black in it. And then that green is real light. See, we can always add paint into it from the initial. We use the heat gun, the torch for to pop some air pockets that are in there when you're mixing the paints. All right, I'll get a little paper towel here. right there. And it also will make in your some of your darker colors, it'll kind of get at that, sink some of that paint in. Kind of make some tire tracks in there like that. So we'll see if the Jeep like that. Seems like it's real light in this area. Oh, there was one thing I noticed about this, the client's floor. It looked like it had round, not really just like defined circles, but it looked like it had like a bunch of round little areas. So I'm going to try to do that in this. Try to duplicate it, see if I can do it. I don't know. We'll see. See how it turns out. So I think that's about all I'm going to do to it. So we got our Jeep right here. So it's come across like this. So we'll let this dry. Once it's dry, we'll yeah, I don't think I like that. It looks like it's damaged, really. So let me get this and just kind of smooth those back out. Well, that's one thing you can do with this is if you don't, you can always fix it. All right. So we'll just wait for this to dry. Once it's dried, like I said, I'll put the car on there. I will send it to the client, get their approval. If they don't like it, I'll probably just use one of my vehicles, one of my cars on there and repaint it for him. And then once he approves, we'll give it the coat of resin, set the car in, and we'll have a completed piece. I think this looks pretty good. We'll see what the client thinks. All right, so we have this is dried now. So I sent pictures to the client, and he agreed that they like this. So we're gonna resin it and set the Jeep in. We have the Jeep right here, so it'll go in there like that, up there. So this is a 10 by 20 canvas. We have it taped on the back. The reason we tape it on the back is because when we put the resin on, I go over the edges and it will drip, and then it'll eventually start hardening, and so it'll have little droplets hard. And then when I come back in after about 10 or 12 hours, I will just peel that tape and it'll pop them off and have a smoother back. So here's my measuring cup I put resin in. So a 10 by 20 canvas will take 7 ounces of total resin, 3.5 the hardener and 3.5 of the epoxy. So I've mixed that together. As you can see, there's a lot of air pockets in there. So we will be using the torch to pop all those and make it smooth like glass. So here we go. We'll just pour it on. And if you want to know how much resin you need to use for a canvas, I usually go to the website, Art Resin Calculator, and you can type in any size canvas or surface you want to do, and it will tell you how much resin you will need. Now again, that resin will need to be split in half. So if it says 10 for size, then you need to do 5 of each part of your resin. So you have to do a little math. So, but it's not hard math. And then I usually get these measuring cups. I actually get these at Menards, where I get my Floetrol from. And they have them, and I like it because it has the ounces on the side. So it has the ounces on the side right there. So you can just fill it up like that, so you don't have to put it on a scale or anything like that to measure the amount of ounces. I like things easy. So I like to get it spread across and on the edges. I know some people will tape it up to here on the edges and not resin the edges, but I like the edges done. So I make sure that it's all done. And this will be self-leveling. So I've got it all spread evenly across there. So we'll just take our torch. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see the bubbles getting popped. But I see them. I have a fluorescent light. Excuse me. Oh, that came out of nowhere. So I have a strip light here, and it's movable, so I can put it so I can see the glare off of that light, which helps me see the bubbles getting popped, little air pockets. And I usually torch it until I don't see any of those anymore. You want to keep your torch moving. You don't want to hold it in one spot, or you can burn the resin. And believe me, I've seen some. I haven't really burnt any real bad, but I've had it kind of smoking, stopped a little bit too soon. And if you hear a little humming in the background there, I have my 3D printer going right now. I actually have it on pause right now because it's on a table right next to this table, and it's, you know, when the build plate is moving back and forth, it kind of, so I'm filming, so my tripod would be you get a lot of motion. So I paused it for right now for a few minutes while I'm filming this and resining this, and then I'll start it back up when I'm done. I'm actually printing out a little knitted, what they call a knitted, looks like it's knitted Snoopy, and I'm gonna give it to my son and his wife, and my granddaughter are coming in from out of state here in a few days. And so I'm gonna print her off a little Snoopy. I was gonna do a bluey, but I couldn't really find one I liked. And I have printed a Snoopy one off before for my grandson. I gave it to him for his birthday last month. So better make them both one. So anyway, that's what the humming is. If you hear just a and then again, I might just fast forward this part of the video because it's pretty boring. Sometimes you can see little, I don't know if you want to call them little dust get in here. So like I see a little piece right there. So this is the stick that I used to stir this up, stir the resin. Well, that's just going to be a little piece right there, isn't it? So let's stay there. There it went. Now I can see that with the glare off, so I just don't like those little things you can see in the resin. And if that light hits it just right, you'd be able to see that every time, and that would just, I want it to look as smooth as possible. Another little spot right here. Something right there too. Alrighty. I think we're getting about to the point where I don't really see too many bubbles popping anymore. Little air pockets. Just a few light ones now. So here we have our Jeep. Set it in there like that. There we have it. Alrighty, so we have this nice green that matches the wheels going around. I mean, it's not a perfect color match, but it is a green. This is a pearlized golden green, so you will see a little bit of kind of goldish metallic in here. But there we have it. We have a great piece, and hopefully the client will really be happy with it. I think they will. And let me know what you think in the comments. If you think the colors will go good, and if you like this one. And if you do like it, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.